Level 1. El Aspirante. You stand on a street corner in East LA beneath the dim glow of flickering streetlights. You are just a local kid, raised with the sound of police sirens instead of lullabies and the sight of tattoo art on windowsills. You stare at the gleaming lowrider cars and the quiet respect the younger guys show to a man who has just stepped out of a barbershop. He is a carnal of the Mexican Mafia. You crave that silent authority. You want to escape poverty? You begin as a runner. Your job is to be invisible. You watch the streets while the older members conduct drug deals. You carry small plastic bags hidden under tires and run to deliver them when the signal comes. You spray paint your gang's name over the walls of rival crews, your heart pounding because you know a bullet could come flying out of the darkness at any moment. In the world of La M, you are free labor. They are testing your nerves. You are not allowed to ask questions, not allowed to doubt, and most importantly, you must know how to stay silent. You must pay taxes from your petty robberies in exchange for vague protection. The risk is 100%, but the profit is 0. If the police raid the area, you are the one thrown into the van while your boss calmly walks away. You do it all just to prove you are not a rat. You are waiting for a nod that will officially let you step into hell. Level 2. El Recaudador. You have passed the test of invisibility. Now you are El Recaudador, the man who holds the envelope stained with red liquid. You are no longer a nameless errand boy. You are an extension of the organization on the streets. Your job is to collect taxes from the drug trade, gambling rings, and protection rackets run by lower-level soldiers. Each week, you walk through alleys and knock on the doors of distribution spots. You don't ask. You simply take what has already been agreed upon. Your life becomes a balance on the edge of a cliff. None of the money in your hands belongs to you. Every coin belongs to La M, to the carnales sitting behind prison bars. If you collect $10,000, you must deliver every dollar. If you keep even $1 for yourself, that is not greed, it is betrayal. And in this world, traitors are not allowed to live long enough to explain themselves. The FBI begins to watch you because the movement of cash is the hardest trace to hide. You must learn how to erase your tracks, how to avoid leaving your face on security cameras in stores. You become the link between chaos on the streets and cold directives coming from inside prison cells. You begin to realize that the true power of La M is not in guns, but in its system. One misstep, and you will go from tax collector to someone who gets erased. You keep knocking on doors. You keep silent. You wait for the next promotion, when your hands will sink deeper into the mud of crime. Level 3. El Sicario. You are no longer an observer or a money counter. Now, you are El Sicario. In the world of La M, this is the ultimate test of loyalty and ruthlessness. When the tax system gets disrupted, or someone dares to challenge the organization's rules, they send you. You are the punishment mechanism, the ghost that appears to remind everyone that betrayal is paid for in red liquid. Your job requires absolute precision and a heart that has turned to stone. You receive orders through secret notes smuggled from prison. You must track your target, learn their habits, and choose the moment to act without leaving traces. Every time you complete a mission, your hands become soaked with red liquid, proof that you have abandoned your humanity and become a tool of the family. The risk at this level is extremely high. The FBI and special task forces constantly hunt people like you. If you are caught, the family will not acknowledge you. You must enter the interrogation room with sealed lips. Your silence is the ticket that allows you to enter prison as someone with status instead of as a corpse. You are not allowed to fear the sight of red liquid falling, because it is the only path to proving you deserve to move toward leadership. Level 4. El Administrador de Bloque. You have stepped through the iron gates of prison. Instead of being broken by it, this is where your power begins to rise. As El Administrador de Bloque, you are no longer a wandering street enforcer. You are the man who runs an entire housing block. Your cell becomes a command center where every meal, every pack of cigarettes, and every supply of drugs must pass through your approval. To the guards, you are just another prisoner. To everyone else, you are the law. You run the block through fear and iron discipline. If someone in your section causes trouble, you are the one who deals with it. Sometimes, through punishment that leaves red liquid splattered across the cold concrete floor. You do not just manage goods, you manage the lives of hundreds of Hispanic inmates. Every important piece of intelligence flows through you before being sent out through secret channels. You are building your empire from stone walls, waiting for the moment when the Carnellis trust you enough to elevate you to greater power. Level 5. El Facilitador de Kites. In the prison world of Laime, a small piece of paper can be worth more than a ton of gold. As El Facilitador de Kites, you are no longer a rough block boss. You have become an information ghost. You are a critical link, coordinating the kites. Small secret notes carrying death orders, business instructions, or plans to deal with rival factions. You memorize every corner and every weakness in the prison security system. You know how to slip past guard checkpoints, which officers are blind, and which camera angles create dead zones. A single mistake could collapse an entire network and trigger bloody purges. You live under extreme tension, where every glance from a guard feels like it could pierce the secret hidden in your palm. Your work requires no weapons, only perfect discretion. You are not just a messenger, you carry orders of life and death for an underground empire. Level 6. El Carnale. After years in the mud, between cold stone walls and repeated immersions in red liquid to prove loyalty, you reach the summit. You are no longer an ordinary prisoner. You have been made. You become El Carnale, a full member of the Mexican Mafia. The initiation ceremony happens in silence, where you swear that the organization is your life, your honor, and your only family. From this moment, your status changes completely. You no longer have to hold a knife or perform low-level tasks. Every word you speak, even a short command, has the power to change the situation of an entire prison, even influence criminal operations on the streets outside. You become a protected boss. Any Sureño gang member who sees you must lower their head and address you with respect. Your power becomes untouchable. You no longer pay taxes, you collect them. Every profit from drugs, gambling, and protection rackets within the prison system under your influence flows to you. Yet your freedom exists only in name within 4 walls. Others protect you from assassination, but in return, you must maintain the laws of La M. You have entered the circle of men who are never allowed to make mistakes, because the price for a mistake at this level is betrayal from your closest brothers, and an ending in your own red liquid. Level 7. El Palabrero Regional. You have surpassed the narrow prison cells in terms of influence. Now you are El Palabrero Regional. You no longer deal with small matters like food distribution or message delivery. You manage an entire geographic region outside society, from the streets of Los Angeles County to federal-scale drug distribution networks. You sit in silence while money flows from hundreds of Sureño gangs under your authority. You determine the rules, which gang can sell in which territory, which gang must be erased to stabilize the market. You manage conflicts to keep profits uninterrupted. If any gang fails to pay its taxes, your order can turn them into history, leaving the pavement stained with red liquid as a cold warning. You are the operational brain, turning scattered street gangs into a sophisticated criminal economic machine. You hold ultimate authority over life and death, but you are also the biggest target for every opposing force. Level 8. Los Generales. You have reached the peak of the hierarchy. You are among the few leaders known as Los Generales. At this stage, you are no longer in ordinary prison housing. You are isolated in highly secure units, SHU, where your mere existence is considered dangerous. You no longer handle operations directly, you create the laws. Every decision affecting the survival of the entire Mexican criminal system in California requires your approval. You no longer face small battles. You manage an underground nation. You decide when to start a full-scale war with rival gangs and when silence is necessary to preserve profits. Betrayal at this level is not just a death sentence for an individual, it could collapse an empire. Every action you take is calculated to ensure that red liquid never disrupts the stability of the network. You hold the final key, ensuring that even as prisons change, the laws of La M endure. Level 9. El Sombra. You are no longer an individual driven by ordinary ambition. You have become El Sombra, the embodiment of Laime itself. At this level, your power does not lie in titles or forced obedience, but in the legends whispered through prison walls. You are the man whose name even the generales fear to mention. You exist outside disputes, beyond wars over territory or profit. Your presence is only felt when the organization faces collapse or requires fundamental transformation. You do not need to issue orders. Even your intention alone can shift the direction of the entire system. You guard the oldest secrets of La M and reshape the rules when the world changes. You have moved beyond life and death, beyond the fear of red liquid that you once caused at lower levels. When you move, your shadow covers the entire California prison system. You are the end of every question and the beginning of every law. To those outside, you do not exist. To those inside, you are everything. You are the shadow controlling the board, ensuring the eternal survival of an empire with no end.